got one we just finished. This is for my buddy Kyle. So Kyle he sent me this very nice drawing he did himself of the style, and then we made it come to life. So had the life in red, and then from 6 o'clock up to 11 in red, and then had 12 through 5 in blue, and then the upper in blue. So we were able to kind of transpose that and get that onto a dial, and then nicely brushed in one direction there. So I thought what would look good on this, we put this in a brushed case with a nice brushed stainless steel all the way down, engineered band. We also have the Love Life engraved there too. And this is brushed, so you can just use a green side of a Scotch-Brite on this. Originally, the plan on this was for a Pepsi bezel, and that's what he wanted. But I only had one Pepsi bezel. It came from a Neptune. And at further glance, after I put it on, I started taking pictures. Around the 20, it had marks in it, and it was not up to par. You can kind of see one right there, like 26 or so. But yeah, there you go. You can see it a little bit better. But you can see this is a very, very, very thin bezel in comparison. Actually, holding it kind of looks like it's the same, but you got to measure it from the bottom here, right? So that one sits there. So it's about half the height. And the insert itself is much smaller. There you can actually see some of those markings on there too. So did an aftermarket CNC'd tall coin bezel, and then I did a diver style that was kind of in the theme of, it's not quite Pepsi dial, obviously, because that's a, runoff 1520 in one color and the rest in blue, or vice versa. Whereas this is a solid blue with red and silver. But it was the only thing I had on hand. I'm going to throw this in with it too, so he has that. But that was not the original direction with this. But I thought it looked really nice together. So blue all the way around. We've got your red kind of diver style up through 25, and silver around, indicating your minute markers on there, with your dial doing your hour markers. So I did a set of red paddle hands on there and a darker blue seconds hand. I don't remember the story on the 5, but he wanted 5 on the crown, so we lasered that on the crown. We got a large window exhibition caseback on here, a stainless steel movement holder going on around inside there from the plastic, and then one of my engraved rotors on there. So that is the build as a whole. Like I said, I'm going to throw this in with it too. If you want to swap it over, in a nutshell, man, can pop this bezel off. These are held on with a tension ring, so you can turn them left, you can turn them right. They do not click. I just try and make them tighter by making the tension ring inside, which I might have to, you'll want to just use the tension ring from this one. If you swap it, pull that tension ring out because it's been bent properly. But I wrap these with a little bit of dental floss to make it a little bit tighter, and then snap them back on. Whenever you install it into the channel, if you've got a section of it where you can see it being more predominantly sticking out, not tied in, put that part in first, kind of get it under the lip, and then walk it around, kind of spinning it in. You'll get what I mean. When you snap it in there, you're going to have some low spots that are up in there. You're going to have some parts that stick out. And those parts that stick out, that's what's kind of putting tension against it as it's spinning. So you don't want to make those too flat. But for purposes of installing it, you'll want to tuck those in behind the lip first. So if it's sticking out, around the 50, a nice big flat area, angle it, put that down on there, and walk it in. So that's how you want to do it. So that is your build, man, as a whole. Also, this has quick disconnect links on here for you. So if you need to pop this off, you just push this down, and that will come right off. Brushed. So if you ever get a nick on this, just use the green side of a Scotch-Brite, brush it in the same direction, either around or down, and brush that scratch in a nutshell. As always, every build Comes with matching beads. So here are your matching beads with yours. This will come in one of my silver little special edition boxes. Kind of looked blue there, but it's definitely silver. This build will come with watch cleaner. Actually, all builds will come with watch cleaner. This is good on all glass and metal parts. Non-toxic, non-residue, non-streaking. And then some fine scratch remover. This is an acrylic glass. You can scratch it, but if you do, no worries. Put a tiny bit on there, buff against it, fill in that scratch. Generate some heat with your included microfiber, and you will knock that scratch out right away. And actually, lastly, should have been kind of in the middle. I didn't show you how this works. So this is an automatic mechanical. You can wind it, you can wear it, you can put it in a watch winder, but if it's dead or you're not going to be very active, you want to pre-wind it just a little bit to make sure you don't lose time throughout the day. And how you do that is you back the crown off the threads just a hair until you hear it and feel it clicking, and you feel a little bit of play in there. When you feel that play, that is when you can wind it. And a wind is a turn away from you. Backwards does nothing, but it's a lot easier to keep your spacing by going backwards and forwards. So if you do this for 4 or 5 seconds before you put it on, even if you're not very active, you will keep time. And if you do it for something closer to 15-20 seconds, you will max out that 31 plus hour power reserve, which is what I do. Make sure it keeps time throughout the night. When you pull it to the one and only click, you can now set your time. Now you'll notice you do not have a hacking movement, so it's going to keep going on you, right? And you're also going to notice you got a wobble crown. It's going to deflect lateral pressure from going into the crown, into the stem and into the movement, essentially like a little ball joint there. So what you'll want to do is if you don't want any of that play, which it doesn't hurt if you have any of that play, just kind of pull back, take that tension off, and spin it. Okay, Google, what time is it?
It's 6:18 p.m.
6:18 p.m. And you just push it right back over and thread it right back down. And there you go. There is your build, sir. Thought it turned out pretty nice. Hopefully you love it, man, when you get it. And I appreciate you thinking of me and having me build you this watch. Very unique, very cool. I enjoyed making this watch. And as I referenced to you before, even though the reds on the dial don't quite match the reds that are in the hands as the reds out here, I feel like they all play well. Same with the blues. It's in different lights, those blues go together. In different lights, those reds kind of merge well with each other. So I think it actually turned out pretty nice. I'm not big on mixing different tones. I don't like clashing. But I actually thought it turned out pretty nice. So I hope you like it in person as well. Definitely let me know either way. Also, you'll have this extra piece in here. Like I said, up to you if you want to swap that over. I don't know. I kind of like this nice sizable CNC bezel on there, but entirely up to you, buddy. But that is your build, man. I appreciate you a ton. Thank you for thinking of me. I'm going to throw in a little something extra for you as well in your... gotta get rid of this cat. So throw a little something extra in there for you, but appreciate you, man. If you want me to build you something custom and unique, reach out and I will see what I can do for you. And if you want to continue to see videos like this, like and subscribe, as I put them up all the time. Thanks for hanging out, guys.